Alright, this video I'm gonna talk to you guys about the Riddell Power 5 padded shirt. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the padding, the fabric, the sizing, and the looks. Alright, so let's start with the padding then. Alright, as you can see, the padding is similar to McDavid hex pad, but as I said in my other video, if you have seen it, it's actually very different to the McDavid padding. This one's actually a little bit thinner, a little bit more thinner than the McDavid padding, but it absorbs a lot of shock, and the shape actually goes to the other side, so it absorbs more of the shock. And as you guys know, that each of these little shapes absorbs its own shock. If you have one big padding like on your rib, then the whole shock and vibration will go throughout the whole padding. But you have individual shapes. Each of those small shapes will absorb like a percentage of the shock, so it reduces the injury risk. And it's actually very soft, so it's not like super soft that, oh shoot, it hit you and you pretty much break a rib, but it absorbs most of the shock, and it's like pretty hard. Like if you punch it like against the wall, you won't feel like pretty much like the pain from hitting a wall with bare hands. But it's really good, and actually when you put it on, it actually forms to your shoulder. It bends down, it goes down, and it bends really good. Also, this forms around your ribs. When you put it on, it wraps around like a blanket, and this wraps around your back. The back padding, I don't know if you guys can see it. There you go. It's really good. It absorbs a lot of shock, and I would say it's actually very better than Nike Pro Combat and Under Armour. I don't know what to compare it to McDavid, but I never wore McDavid, so I can't compare it. But from what I wore, Under Armour and Nike doesn't touch this at all. This padding like pretty much is much more better than Nike Pro Combat and Under Armour padding, in my opinion. So what I worn, this is the best one. Fabric is outperforms Under Armour and Nike right off the bat. Reason why is because this doesn't weigh down on you when this gets wet during a rainy day or like a muddy game. This doesn't weigh at all. This doesn't drip water, but I don't know what it does. It's just the water evaporates so fast from the shirt that it just dries so quickly, and it doesn't cause weight on you. But the reason why I say this fabric is so unique and good is because I hand washed it with my Under Armour, Nike, and this together, and in 3 hours this was dry already. And the Nike fabric was still drying, and it was still wet, and the Under Armour was still wet, but this was dry already, ready to use for the next day. So fabric, I'll say that this is way better than Nike and Under Armour. Let's see, the size is for me it was actually easy to find, but because my body isn't that huge, so I wear medium. But if you're like one of those people that have like a huge shoulders and huge pecs, I guess, then I would say that this stretches out a lot. So if you usually wear a large, this stretches out a lot. It's almost like Under Armour. Very flexible. So sizing size, I'm not sure, but this is actually very flexible if you prefer really tight padded shirts. It's really good. And for looks, I say it does look nice, and especially in the shining. Well, since you're gonna be wearing your jersey and gear and your padded and your shoulder pads, I don't think it's gonna matter. But if you're looking for looks, and this is really nice. It shines in the light and it looks really cool. Oh, and about that, as you can see, Under Armour and Nike has these little holes in the back so it can air out. Show you guys. See, it has holes right there so it can air out on your back. So air circulation wise, it's really good, but I would say air circulation wise, it's not good as Under Armour, honestly, because when it does get wet, it does dry fast, but it gets really hot, especially on the pads. So yeah, it's really up to you. Padding wise, I would buy these. Fabric, if you want the most dry, moisture wickening fabric, I would go for Riddell. But if you prefer like air and comfort, I'll definitely choose Under Armour. So you know, if you're going for protection, this is the best one for sure. For what I wear, this is the best one. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you have any questions or any comments, please post it and I'll answer as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and this has been a review of the Riddell Power 5-padded shirt. And good luck to you this football season.